Hey there, Family Life. I wanted to talk today real quick about something interesting. Have you ever noticed how difficult it is to change someone's mind? It's silly. You can see all the holes in the logic. You can articulate very clearly exactly how these ideas, these beliefs are causing misery to yourselves and to others. You can even explain exactly what the right way of thinking should be, but for some reason, they don't really change their minds. In fact, they usually just dig in deeper. So what do we do about this? Maybe you've had a conversation like this in the last, year or so. We are living in a time where it seems like absolutely everything is controversial, highly emotional, and unavoidably offensive. And that's difficult. And I think the main reason why people don't change their minds is a term I'm going to call willful blindness. What? Willful blindness, choosing blindness is really the idea there. Now, why would somebody choose blindness? That seems silly, but let's consider for a second the cost of changing your mind. If I change my mind, I first of all have to have the humility to consider that I might be wrong. That's hard enough on itself, just having that prideful state of I can't even entertain the idea that I might be wrong. If I am wrong, I then have to uproot these lies that I've been deeply holding, maybe for my entire life. I've got to sort out which ones are not true and dig them out of myself. And then in the holes left behind those, I have to plant new truths. I have to find truths that I can stand on, that are trustworthy and reliable, and plant them in that hole. And that takes time and effort. I have to take responsibility. If my actions have been wrong in the past, if I don't know that they're wrong, I don't have to own up to them, or at least I can pretend I don't have to own up to them. And that means that I'm going to have to rethink my past, present, and future in the light of this new truth that I have been enlightened towards. And then the hardest thing about all of this, if I change my mind, I have to look at the people that I used to call like-minded people, my family, my friends, my group or tribe that I used to agree with. And I have to say, hey guys, I changed my mind. And now they'll all look back at you and say, oh, now you're one of them. So that's exclusion from a group. You might lose everything you've ever held dear just by changing your mind. It's no wonder we don't see the truth. It's costly, because changing your mind, admitting fault, and choosing to even consider the truth is very costly. That's why we don't do it. I'd rather just be wrong. But let me turn the tables here real quick. While it's easy to see other people that are wrong and stupid and hateful and evil and stubborn, is it possible that there's maybe something you're not willing to look at? Something you're choosing to remain blind to, your blissful ignorance, perhaps. Maybe another question is, are you even willing to consider that you might be wrong? Matthew 7:7-8 goes, as we know, ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be opened to you. For everyone who asks receives. The one who seeks finds, and the one who knocks, the door will be opened. And when we usually think about this in terms of prayer and things that we're entreating God to grant us, and I want to think about this in terms of the truth. Whoever knocks on the door of truth, the door will be opened. Whoever asks for the truth will receive the truth. But here's the problem with asking for the truth is you probably won't like the answer. Because if you get a new truth, that means something about you is wrong. And that's tough. Again, that takes that humility, that courage. And it means that you're going to have to change. And that's hard. Most of us would rather just not knock and leave the door closed. So why would we ask for the truth? Well, John 14:6 says, because Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. Each one of those things, the way, the truth, and the life, are dependent upon each other. That means that you can't have the way and the life without the truth. And if Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life, then without the truth, can you really even have Jesus? So there's only one way to the life, and that is through the truth. So when somebody calls you selfish, I'm sure you will get offended. How dare you? Why would you say that? I'm going to point out your flaws instead. But hold on a second. Is it true? Are you selfish? Is that something you might need to consider? When your favorite source of conspiracy theories is wrong for the 10th time in a row, do you just turn a willfully blind eye saying, oh, no, these guys are usually right, I'm believing them anyways? Or is it time to consider, maybe I'm being lied to, and maybe this isn't the truth? When somebody says that your worldviews are naive and uninformed and dangerous, do you activate the Facebook mob to cancel them, or do you find out if they're right? Because if your ideas are wrong and harmful and naive, wouldn't you like a better idea? Isn't there a better truth that I can adopt? It's worth asking. And while it's hard to be wrong, the truth will set you free. It will save you from whatever peril your own wrong thinking is leading you into. Have the courage and the humility to knock on that door, because that is where you'll find the way and the life. That is where you'll find Jesus.